If you rock with the RPC, if you like the content I put, you know what I mean, before you continue, pause this video real quick and type in the words peace in the comment section, man. Let me know that you rock with me, that you riding with me, man. Appreciate that. Yo, this gotta go on Patreon because y'all niggas gotta pay for this shit, man.
Yeah. That's a Patreon job.
I said it before and I'm gonna say it the fuck again, man. Y'all niggas gotta learn how to y'all niggas gotta learn how to make bitches come. You gotta learn how to make bitches orgasm, right? That's the first half. That's like half the nugget. The other half of the nugget is after you make these bitches come, you also practice semen retention, my nigga.
Uh-oh.
Do you understand me? Yo, I even see I've experienced that with former bitches, but I spoke to that to American bitches. I remember recently I spoke to a coworker. I was like, "Yo, how would you feel if you do smash you out, make you bust two nuts? He make you bust two nuts, but he don't bust nothing." She was like, "Oh my god," I'd be like, "Is something wrong with me?" Like, "Oh my god, is not good enough?" Like, "Oh my god, I need to." I was like, "Yo, so this shit is not just former. This is just in female nature in general." So. And you spoke about it. You're the first person I heard you two speak about if you can't go, would you say 45 to 60 days without busting a nut? Don't even.
I said longer than that. I said if you can't go a year without busting a nut, you ain't ready for marriage. And I mean that, bro. I mean that shit.
Unpack that for the niggas real quick.
Because you got to understand, fam. What I learned in relationship, like I've been in relationships, and I used to be a lying, cheating ass nigga. I'm not on that anymore. Because now I see value in a woman. Back then, the value was sex. But back in those days, I would do a lot of cheating and shit. Therefore, I was always the one being asked for sex. Mm-hmm. Unlike most niggas in relationships. Like, can you fuck me? I'm like chilling. Like, I'll be turning it down. So this is why I say you got to be able to go a while without sex because a lot of niggas are in sexist relationships solely for the fact that their woman controls the sex. Oh. And you can't be in a position where your woman controls the sex, because then she can't respect you. That's her power. When you remove that power and you can go without having sex with her and still and do it from a perspective of still loving the chick. If you're married with her, you still loving her. You're not angry with her. You're not turned off with her. It's a happy, regular relationship, as most guys would call it. But you just turning down sex. You ain't in the mood for sex, or you put it on your schedule. You're going to have a power that no other man does. And because you're removing that main power she has, you are able to control the relationship. If you cannot control the sex, you can't control the relationship, guys.
Facts. FitX. Hey, and real quick, I want to tap on this real quick. Cause we talking this shit. So Ted Matrix says I bust my nut 2 times. I believe he's trying to say I bust my nut 2 times a day. My nigga Ted, man. My nigga Ted Matrix, man. You might not have seen my video on I forgot the title of it, man, but I was basically talking about, basically it wasn't a semen retention video, that particular video, but it was basically talking about how important your semen is. I mean, like, you can go check the video out, but I'm talking about when you ejaculate and you release your semen, you're actually releasing your mind, body, and your soul, man. Like, what you have to realize is, like, men have periods too. But our period, like women, our period is different in the sense that we don't have a period once a month for 7 days or whatever it is. We actually have our period every 3 days, meaning we produce new sperm every 72 hours. So y'all niggas may be like, all right, so that's the reason why I should be busting my nut. Because I make a new nut every 3 days, so I should bust it out to make room for the new ones. Nah, homie, we gotta go a little deeper. But like I said, like, there's a difference between being intelligent and having and being intellectual. So yeah, the intelligent person might say, if I get new ones every 3 days, I might as well make room for the new ones. But the intellectual person will ask themselves, if I go past 3 days, what happens to that sperm what happens to the old sperm, for lack of a better term? And the intellectual person, if they ask that question and they search for that answer, they'll find that their body actually recycles that material. Now, what is that material? That material, for the easiest part, is your spirit. It's your light. Okay, so you're recycling your light. It's also a little bit of your semen and cerebral spinal fluid. So that's let's call it your vibration. You know what I'm saying? How you think, or whatever.
Niggas don't even know what that is.
I know, but this for the again, this is the master's class. Remember, we already answered the question to the title already in the first 15 minutes. These are the dudes who want to pick up the gems. You know what I'm saying? They move on. I'm saying move on to a higher plane in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you got your light, you got the spirit. You know what I mean? You got your, like I say, cerebral spinal fluid, which is like your vibration, your frequency, and last you got your DNA. Now everything I just named is the best version of it. Okay, it's not the exact copy of what I just described. It's the best version of it. It's like a super copy of you. Okay, so when you just busting nuts and just letting it go, you're releasing that. But when you don't bust that nut and it recycles in you, then that material, the cerebral spinal fluid, your spirit, your DNA, your best version of your DNA gets recycled in you. So whatever cell was weak, whatever muscle was torn, whatever, guess what happens? That shit repairs that shit. Because you have to understand that material, that shit is made to make a whole person. So it can mutate or form into whatever cell it needs to when it needs to. So then when it gets recycled in your body, it's like the Lazarus pit. The Lazarus pit, if you know what that is, for my comic book heads. You know what I mean? Was it Ra's al Ghul, I believe it is? Went into the Lazarus pit, man. It's basically like turning to Benjamin Button, man. Dudes be asking, yo, you 30 now, why you look so young? I'm starting to realize it because I haven't ejaculated near as much as a lot of dudes, man. Like ever since I was young, like after the first several nuts that I bust when I was young, I just felt like, yo, like I feel like I'm giving too much, man. Like, yo, these bitches can get my baby. And like, yo, the way I'm so tired afterwards, like, nah, man, I need an upper hand. Like, I gotta find a way to fuck these bitches. Like AMS said, I gotta find a way to fuck these bitches to sleep without me going to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That advantage. A lot of dudes ain't thinking like that because they're still stuck on their first chakra. They're still stuck on their animal instinct of just busting that nut. So Tab Matrix, when you say I bust my nut 2 times a day, okay, but just know that you're stuck at your lowest level. You know
That's
what I mean?
a lot, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You stuck on your lowest level. Your real talk. Since we talking about it, I said it before and I say it again. The first time that I ever masturbated was, first of all, when I was in my early 20s. I think I was 20 or 21. And most importantly, the first time I masturbated was when I was in a committed relationship. Okay?
Uh-oh. That's a drop.
Okay? Okay? Because before the relationship, if I needed ass, I go get it. Hunter mentality. Okay? But once I was in a relationship, I was like, you know what? Kind of want to make this work. Let me see what this monogamous thing is about. But damn, I really want to bust a nut right now. And she kind of acting up. She's not here right now. Let me see what let me see what this porn shit niggas is talking about. Right?
Right.
My nigga, after I bust that nut, I did not feel good. I was like, yo, like, I don't know, like, it just felt weird. Like, I don't got soft hands. Listen, let me just say that, okay? I have worker hands, so I don't have soft hands. You know what I mean? So the whole experience was kind of weird to me. So I say that to say that's not something I do often. So when I hear niggas like a Ted Matrix say that he does that twice a day,
that's a lot, man.
That blows my mind, fam. And he's not the only one I know like that. I know niggas growing up like, yo, I'll be like, yo, what's good, man? What you dealing with? I'm talking when I'm 16, 17, 15. Yeah, what's good, man? What you doing? I'm about to come through. Yo, give me like 30 minutes, man. I'm about to jerk off real quick and I'll be it's like
hey, niggas wildin', bro.
But niggas be feeling like they gotta bust a nut every day, man. But I'm here to tell you, man, that's everybody. That's your Lazarus pit, man. That's your fountain of youth. That's your yellow sun if you're Superman. But nobody want to hear me because if you go on YouTube, they'll tell you that you got to bust a nut every 3 days for your prostate and this, that, and the third.
I've heard that too.
Come on, man. Your prostate is a little ass muscle. It's not built for that, fam. And niggas be thinking when I say don't bust a nut, that's akin to saying don't have sex. That is not what I'm saying. You could definitely fuck a bitch. You could what Steph Cole say? You could dig till she busts, man. You could dig till she busts, but you don't have to nut yourself, fam.
Right.
Get into them deadlifts, drink that water, get fit, and you'll find yourself giving bitches orgasm without you even near orgasm, man. That's
right. And he's talking about what RPC speaking on is the development of a man. But even if you ain't on that and you want some creature level shit and you just want to fuck the bitch the best, even then, in that case, I would chill, hold the nut, and then beat off before. So let's say I ain't beat off in 3 months and I'm about to get some sex. If I know I'm about to have some pussy tonight, I might beat off. Not talking about in my past. Yeah, but get the first nut out. And then fucker, now again, like you say, you can take the soul. Personally, for me, I've never came from head. So that's always worked to my advantage. I don't even know how to come from head. It just ain't never happened to me. So that's an advantage I got going for me. That when if I say that, we're like, damn, every female think it's a challenge, they're gonna make me bust some head. That's not the case. It ain't gonna fly like that. But just imagine if you never bust from fucking, but you fucking this bitch brains out for hours and hours and you never come. It's gonna be a challenge. She gonna be trying to put in work to make you nut.
Yes.
She gonna be working out. She gonna be doing fucking Kegel, all type of shit to make sure you busting up, because at the end of the day, the pussy is a woman's power and her validation. No matter how great of a woman she is, a woman without a pussy is a woman who will never get a man's attention. If a bitch walked around and said, yeah, I had surgery and my pussy got removed, she would never go on a date, never get more than a second conversation. I don't give a fuck how much talent this bitch has. Without pussy, a woman without, understand, women spend pussy like men spend money. So just think about that. You got to really think about that one too.
Yep. Hey, yo, just to address super chat, Larev Lucidio, he says, crush her ego, destroy her, and build her back up. 100% exactly, man. Hey, yo, TOP, man, you killing it in the chat, man. Word up, man. My man said he's god of angles, trigonometry. Let her think she did something wrong. Absolutely, man. Word, man. But yeah, semen retention, man. Yo, speaking of that, like you talking about, you want to have to work for your nut. I've said this story before. I had a chick where, you know, I don't nut every time I smash her. And I remember one time that I did nut with her. After I nutted, she got up. I understand? I just finished busting a major nut. You know what I'm saying? I ain't nut with her in a minute. So I'm gonna give her this. I bust my major nut. So I'm over here looking like, what the fuck is she doing? And then my, you know what I'm saying, my higher self was like, yo, she's cheerleading the fact that she actually made you nut this time. I said, wow.
That's deep.
Powerful. That bitch was working to make me nuts.
Right.
But these dudes are still asking how you get a chick number. And what's the first thing you say to a chick? This bitch is working to make me nut, to get my mind, body, and soul. That's where you gotta get it at, man. Because she saw that I respected my seed. She saw that I wasn't just busting just because, like, I'm just gonna bust with you because we fucking again. Nah. Basically, it's a Russian roulette. Is he gonna bust this time or not? I don't know.
Right.
You don't think?
And remember, they always comparing. So the same nigga, when she fuck you, she got to work for you to nut, and she go to some other nigga who wine and dine her and this and that nigga nut in 2 minutes. She looking at this, laughing in his fucking head. And that, me and my homie KJ, we talked about this, how because he said the same shit. He don't come from head, and I was like, man, to me, coming from head, and I know I get a lot of flack on this, but coming from head to me is when you elevate as a man, that shouldn't happen. I honestly believe that when you come, being able to come, allowing a woman to make you come from head, it's just, I don't want to say it's beta because that would be a false term, but I'm trying to think of the best word to use for this. But you just got to have more power than that.
Absolutely, man.
A bitch, you got to get to the point where when you come when you want to come.
Exactly.
Never when she tries to make you. And if you coming from head, that's all her making you come. It ain't just, you know, you making yourself. It's all her.
Hey yo, matter of fact, Freeport, you just made me realize something that I never realized. Cause I never really was. I mean, if I'm on some quick, you know what I'm saying, like fourth quarter sudden death shit, yeah, you know, I get some head busting the bitch up, whatever. But most times when I get head, if it's getting that good, I don't even want to bust in the mouth. I wanna work that shit out. You heard?
Right.
Realizing like what you said, like maybe it's my ego on some. I can't even make the bitch feel like her head game is that good that's why I busted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
When I be busting, I don't be busting in a position that she likes. She's usually in an uncomfortable position, whether it be her hooked up, her leg all the way the fuck back. This ain't for you, ma. This ain't for you. You can tell I'm not doing this for you. You know what I'm saying? They're not bust that up when they understand the. Come on, nigga, yo. Like my nigga. I call my nigga Slugger. Like my nigga taught me, man. That's the side note, real quick. My nigga Slugger be telling me stories like he's the one that really taught me about the underworld and how bitches really act. Like the nigga be telling me a story about a bitch he dealing with, and he be like, yeah, man, so you know, I had the bitch this and that third. So I pull out the fucking satin scarf, my nigga, put that shit around her mouth, and I just fucking, you know what I mean? I just rolled that bitch, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm still stuck on satin scarf.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even get how it works.
Okay, so Pete. So when I said that, his reaction was satin scarf. Yeah, nigga, everybody got a satin scarf, right? I'm like, nah, my nigga. That shit ain't the average, my nigga. But that's when I realized that's where he's at with his mindset. Like, he be thinking that everybody's on that shit. Where everybody has a satin scarf. Everybody knows that bitches want to get rode like, you know what I mean? Like a wild donkey. You know what I'm saying? With the scarf around it. Basically, for those who don't know, you take the satin scarf, you put it in their mouth, okay? Tie it around their head. You know what I mean? You don't have to tie, but you grip it around their head so that when you're behind them, they can actually feel like they're being ridden. You heard what I'm saying? And yeah. You pull the satin scarf out, man. And you don't, fellas, I know Freeport know this, but fellas listening, you don't ask her if she's okay with the satin scarf. You just pull it out. You know what I mean? Just like other things you might just pull out. You know what I mean? Put it around her mouth and other things you can put inside her mouth and shit. But the satin scarf you put in her mouth and you just, you start riding her, man. You know, give yourself some control. But I say that to say, like, yo, dudes gotta realize that, like these chicks are freaks, man. And you can't
that
they good girls, man. That's all.